you could argue this is also a comfort lineup for Secret and a bit outside the norm, which could, you know, throw Prodigy off a bit. Though Prodigy has a history already playing against Secret, we just have to see if they are, you know, studied up and ready to take them on yet again. What will your predictions be based on the draft?
I'm going Secret. After I see FN take the Dragonite, DK mid versus Morphling, not a good matchup for DK.
Ooh.
So I'll take Secret.
I mean, I'll take Secret. I think you have your supports on 2 heroes. They might be the best with on this tournament, Enchantress and Sniper. They just defend towers. You have one hero. Like, none of these heroes defend towers except Sniper, and he defends it so well. I think they're going to leave their tier 1 middle up for a long time, and you have Abba, Morphling, Beastmaster. All these heroes can, like, solo push towers by themselves and take them quick. I think Secret's just going to... What do I say? I think they might steamroll this game.
All right. Our experts, the Vibe Lords, seem to have it for Secret. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and throw it over to our commentary team. For the first game of the day, it's going to be Capitalist and Gods.
See you later, nerds.
With the Lions already in the grand finals, these two teams battle against each other to see if they can become Alliance's opponent in that grand final. Secret versus Virtus.Prodigy. I think both these teams were looking the best in their group stage, Gods, but now they're here in the lower bracket finals.
Yeah, Secret faltering a little. Both teams faltering a little bit against Alliance. I think Secret still coming in as favorites, heavy favorites according to the odds.
Yeah. I can't, like, fully disagree with that just because it is Secret after all, and it's like, well, how can you really down Secret? But Virtus.Prodigy, up until, you know, their recent loss against Alliance, they have been looking pretty good.
Yeah, and perhaps even more skewed because of the two teams' history, where Secret have 5-0'd them in their last 2 best of 3 and a best of 5. So history suggests Secret has VP.Prodigy's number.
And it seems like the draft also favors Secret, at least from our panel anyway. They were not a fan of FN taking that Dragonite. They were really hoping it was going to be Batrider mid, because they think it's going to be Morphling mid for Nisha. Is that a big problem for you?
I think it is. I'm kind of in the camp where I think either matchup's kind of bad. I think the Morph versus Batrider mid, you just get so many stick charges. You always have that full Agi Morph into, like, basically full heal because of the max 1 charges. So I think both matchups are pretty bad. Maybe the Bat's slightly better. For VP.Prodigy though, I think they are in their comfort zone very much. Like, let's just get this late game Troll Warlord online. I think they're one of the few teams making these hard carries work. Playing more around these 3 item timings on a Troll Warlord where he's got Battle Fury, SMY, +1 item or whatever it may be. So they're going to be playing fairly greedy, but I don't think that's going to work too well when you're up against a Morphling draft.
And maybe it's okay just because, at least I feel anyway, Virtus.Prodigy has been a lot more, their wins have been based more on their execution rather than their drafts. I haven't felt like, oh my god, they totally outdrafted this team, the enemy team screwed. It feels like, to me anyway, they are just hitting their moments, and they really have a strong understanding of their team and how to be able to play around each other.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Their supports seem really good because they never seem to lose their lanes in early game, which is what allows them to get away with these hard carries. I think just their early to mid game is so stable. They make really good calls, like you say, and their team play is definitely up there and has kind of surpassed most of the other CIS teams.
DM has been a pretty good addition to this roster as well and has worked well with the supports. He's been an MVP, I would say, of a couple of their matches. He hasn't played the Batrider a ton competitively, only 3 games. 100% win rate, though. So hopefully he will keep that up against Secret. I was a little bit surprised because I was looking at those numbers and I was like, I know FN plays Batrider, and he has. He's played it 10 different times, but the last time he played it was back when he was on Gambit. So maybe, and that was 4 months ago, so maybe they just didn't feel comfortable with that, you know, since they haven't played it recently.
Yeah, they must feel like this is a better laning setup for them. Perhaps the Batrider maybe just looking to pressure some of the melee cores in the side lane, whether that's the Beastmaster. I mean, the Abaddon obviously can shield off all the napalm, so that's where it's kind of well, I don't think you necessarily want that against Abba. I don't know how familiar you are with that matchup.
Oh yeah, that one's a bit rough for the Batrider, just because you know, you just chill out as an Abaddon. If he ever tries to go on you, you just aphotic shield and start right-clicking him with your passive. And I think we even saw that matchup yesterday, and Abaddon got the kill.
Didn't we see when
like,
these
what?
two teams played? Right? Like 2 days ago, maybe.
Oh, maybe it
It
was.
was Matu in the offlane solo, right? Playing Abaddon, and he solo killed DM's
Yeah,
Batrider, maybe?
yeah.
No, well, you said he's Batrider's 100%, so it couldn't have been DM.
Yeah, it wasn't him, but it was somebody else. But yes, it was the safe lane
Yeah.
Abaddon, and I was just like, he's not supposed to get a kill. He's supposed to be fine in lane,
Yeah.
but he's not supposed to get a kill.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, it looks like we should be getting this match. Never mind, underway. This is like the third unpause, repause that we got going on. I think, okay, misclick. So hopefully we are actually good to go. People are tired of playing Whack-A-Meepo. They're over that game. What do you feel like Secret, anyway? They look like just this indomitable force up until they matched up against Alliance. What do you think Alliance did right in that series? And is there anything that Virtus.Pro-Prodigy can take from it?
I think a lot of it was strategic with the draft and also setting Limp up for success in the mid lane. He had just these really good favorable matchups in multiple games. He was getting solo kills in several of the games. So I think the mid lane was a big part of that, which I don't think Prodigy's necessarily taken away with this draft. I would also say Alliance just pressured them a lot in like the early game laning stage. I mean, I think a big part of that was those strong lanes. So
Yeah.
we'll see what Prodigy can do because they have got relatively strong lanes, at least as far as their supports go. Bane and Rubik, definitely two heroes that can apply a lot of pressure here in these lanes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that, and I agree with the fact that it feels like Virtus.Pro-Prodigy did not take those lessons for themselves and really apply them. Maybe they tried to, maybe they wanted to be able to get strong lanes. After all, they did draft the Batrider, but because they have shown this safe lane but Tubba-Man Abaddon, he actually is going to level up his passive right away to see if they can get an early first blood on the safe. Never a fan of taking the outpost for, like, no real reason. You know? I feel like it just causes you a lot of grief and may let the enemy team set up on you.
Yeah, I guess they do it with the support, so maybe you keep the core hidden, but with just the two heroes there, you took way too much damage there. It was not a good trade, and you just take it right back, so.
Well, what was a good trade was the bounties.
Ah.
They do manage to get 3.
Okay. 3 out of 4. It looks like neither team doing anything unexpected with the lanes just yet. Both teams going for the standard 2-1-2 setup. All cores playing in their expected assigned lanes and roles. So nothing crazy. We won't be in for any kind of lane swaps. I feel like we've had a lot of games where teams are just running cores across the map to try to get the right lanes. This time around, both teams just happy with the standard setup.
Yeah, and I guess that makes... I guess I would have expected maybe Virtus.Pro-Prodigy to try and get the Batrider versus Beastmaster and see how Troll Abaddon works out. Because I think that matchup goes well for you.
Yeah. If they're going to pick this Batrider with that 4th pick, I would have... Yeah, it seems like you'd normally expect it to be for a more specific, like, lane counter or just with a more specific purpose. Right now it just seems like, oh, we're just picking an off-laner and it gets counterpicked. Oh, we're going to still play him there. Whatever. It's fine.
Save. He's going to try and suicide 2 neutrals, and he does do so. Gone for 25 seconds, but at least he pulled the Enchantress all around the map. Our mid matchup, the Dragonite versus Morphling. We've heard this talked about a number of times, but the big problem is the Morphling can just full agility a lot of times because Dragonite is not the best at pressuring him.
Yeah. Until you get like level 6 and have that range form. Anytime Nisha wants to pop any regen, he's going full agi. If Breathe Fire's on cooldown.
Another 100% win rate in this game is Secret Support Sniper. They played this, I think, 9 times now. It's very similar pick rate and win rate to their Lone Druid. So we'll see if that Lone Druid is especially a big problem because it is a core pickup they can grab so early, but their Sniper, they draft a little bit more carefully. But when it does show up, it is always a big impact.
Yeah. So far, this bottom lane's going really poorly for Secret. And perhaps this is why they didn't want the bat down here, because Troll is actually a lane counter to Beastmaster, and with the Bane, like, Sniper as a support until he's like level 3 is very weak in lane, I feel. Or at least a laning liability.
Well, they do manage to get the first blood finally. Save. It survived one too many times, it seems, and finally does go down. Looks like DM may be cutting some creep waves now as the lane begins to get a bit more difficult. And I suppose that's part of it as well. If they're okay with the, they like the Troll Beastmaster matchup, and if DM's saying, well, guys, I don't have to win my lane by, sticky napalm the enemy hero. I can just pull creeps, and that's okay too. But Puppey, using that early golem to great effect, gets one stone thrown out, breaks apart as the death timer goes out, and then was able to get 2 more boulders afterwards. A ton of damage.
He's got another double boulder toss in 10 seconds. DM is going to take a lot of damage from those.
Now he's got the Satyr Mind Stealer as well, ready to go with the mana burn.
Yeah, that's the really nice thing about this Mud Golem is you do get, when it dies, you get an extra creep out of it. So Puppey juking it out. He may go down here, but he's putting a lot of pressure and forcing a lot of reach on DM, and he's just juking him. He's going to play around this perfectly fine and turn and get the kill.
He's going to try to get the kill, but it's too much damage from the creeps. Puppey kills him first. It does double up the creep wave, so it may push into DM, but still a big problem here for VP.Prodigy, as these lanes are not going quite as well as they would have hoped. Still, top CS is the Troll, though, so everything for Epileptic Kid.
Yeah, I think it's very much a case of, okay, as long as you're keeping supports busy and Enchantress is staying top, you don't want a scenario where Abba gets a free lane and Ench then can rotate bottom, start grabbing creeps there and pressuring the Troll's farm. Troll doing fantastic, maybe getting a kill here because Saver's rotated down. Oh,
what?
That was not in the net. He just canceled.
He canceled. And Prodigy knows it too. They're going to tip Zai. And I really don't think Zai's the one to tilt over mistakes, but who knows? I very rarely see Zai make those kind of silly mistakes.
That was very unexpected. Mid lane, Ein's invis here. Oh ho ho, I like it. I was waiting to see if he went Agimorph and Ein tried to invis brain step him, but he says, we'll just double nuke him. They just combo it, and Nisha was not ready for the burst.
Yeah, the Morphling was beginning to stretch his advantage in CS over the Dragon Knight. Not anymore, though. Dead. FN will catch up. And what a big win. He's probably up in net worth if I had to guess on the DK after that kill and the fact that he doesn't really have to buy as much regen as the Morphling. Going to try and go for the 5-minute bounty rune. Ein does manage to grab it. The Centaur immediately woken up by the sniper and gets the stomp, but there's no damage to follow this.
Another 3-for-1.
Yeah. Big reason why Prodigy is currently up by 1K.
They're playing this lane stage really well, and that's with Puppey's Enchantress owning top lane. Just the rotations in the early game, Ein on the Bane, Rubik ganking bottom. I mean, Zai's misplay helps him a little bit and is part of that laning stage, but it just feels like DM's getting a lot despite having that kind of slightly tough matchup.
Save's going to come in again. Nisha, got to be careful here. Was able to morph strength and waveform away before the double nukes of Brain Sap and Fade Bolts come in, but it looks like the supports are more here just to pressure the Morphling away and see if they can get some good damage on this mid tower nice and early.
Yep, they're going to just spam out the wave, pressure the tower. Morphling's kind of a bit too low to do much about this. He's hoping for a 6-minute rune bottom, and Puppey camping top, so they're going to get the rune.
Oh, he gets a DD too.
Yeah.
Prodigy, they don't want to stick around any longer. I don't think Nisha's going to pop that DD, goes straight for save. He immediately falls. FN being slowed down by the double shrapnels. He's going to fall as well. An opportune double damage for Nisha. Bull stops this push and gets him a big win.
What a dream rune for that timing there. Morphling, one of the heroes that utilizes DD best as well, plus 100 damage out of it. Absolutely brutal for Prodigy, but big part of the game and these early game rotations is controlling those runes, and Secret, like you say, very opportunistic of them, but they're the ones who had heroes on both runes to make sure they got it.
Even having vision of runes can be really important even if you don't get it yourself. DM in some trouble here, being chased down. Yapzor is does have one shrapnel left, so is DM rounds this corner. He's going to throw it out. DM takes a little bit of damage.
The ensnare's there to cancel TP. DM needs to get himself into fog.
He's going to cop a tier 2 tower shot. The courier's going to reveal him. Can the troll get there? Nope, not fast enough.
That was a really nice courier play. Yeah, things will even up thanks to that defense of the mid-tier 1 tower. That was a big commitment from VP.Prodigy, that Secret not just repel but get kills out of. But while all that's going on, Troll, of course, continuing to free farm. Epileptic Kid going for Battle Fury as he, I think, always has done on Troll this tournament. He's going to be playing much more kind of slow-paced carry-style troll warlord.
Yeah, really true too. I think that was part of the problem that we had with Virtus.Prodigy was the fact that they weren't really embracing the hard epileptic kid carry. The side lane quaps that we've seen from them, we've definitely had a lot of criticism for that. It just feels like it wasn't them. And, well, a little bit of a tech issue here, but yeah, it just feels like there should have been more. That is just our observer PC, so hopefully we'll get back into it real quick. Don't worry, everybody. Nothing's really happening here. After all, it's only 8 minutes, so nobody's really trying to do anything right now. DM gets a little low at top. That's about it.
Oh, DM, he's still getting chased?
Yeah, maybe he may actually die. I don't think that miscoil's enough. At level 1, it's not going to do enough damage, but maybe he can flush him into Nisha. No, he does kill him.
Okay.
Damn, the level 2 miscoil comes out. He skilled it for the kill.
Yeah, he had the point saved for borrowed time, and he was like, nah, getting this kill. The one thing they missed was some ward mind games. Ein denied his own observer ward, and then Yapsor wasted the sentry.
Oh.
Big plays.
Big brain plays right there. Virtus.Prodigy bringing their 2 supports once again to a tower push. This time it's at bottom lane. A siege wagon. Not able to do that much damage, though.
Yeah, perhaps learning their lesson or just playing a bit more cautiously after what happened mid, not to force these towers too much. I think Troll's probably just saying, like, guys, I don't want to be pressuring a tower with 3 heroes when there's creeps to be hit in the jungle. It's kind of more his job on Epileptic Kid just to keep accelerating. If DK wants to push with them, sure, that's one thing, but Troll is not really the hero to take objectives right now.
How effective do you think this Troll is going to be late game? Because I see Abaddon, we're watching this Troll farm, and I see Abaddon has queued up this Radiance for his safe laner. He's getting total free farm there. You still have a Morphling mid, who's going to be a big problem as well.
I think it's still pretty good. Troll, like a farm Troll has been one of the better answers to Morphling as a carry. I think all the status resist that you get from Satanic, and often you see the Satanic with SMY, is really good against like the Sniper Assassinate, against the Beastmaster Roar. So I like their chances late game with this Troll. But at the same time, Secret have some good answers themselves.
A little bit more effort here to push FN away. Bring a bunch of heroes to defend that tower. It looks like Bounty Runes are going to be out in the open as well. And what do we end up getting? Looks like maybe 2 for 2. Was that another 3?
I think another 3 for 1 by the at least looking at the chart.
What is with VP.Prodigy and their Bounty Runes, man? They're getting them all.
They're just playing the economy game. They've got 2 kills only, but they've got themselves a gold lead. If not for that mid lane tier 1 tower defense with the DD rune, they would be up probably at least 1k gold, maybe close to 2k. But they're playing a farm game. DM's gone for this boots of travel windlace build, so he's super fast and mobile. Playing into very few stuns, so his game looks really good. And Beastmaster bottom getting gone on Zai, just level 5. He's having a really rough game.
They're going to finish him off with a Fate Bolt. Matumba Man's going to come in a bit too late to bail out his ally, but maybe he can kill Sade. But it's a Rubik versus an Abaddon. And that is a matchup that is going to plague Secret for the rest of the game. Easy Aphotic Shield steals.
Yeah, and this is something we're going to probably see more of this game that is going to make it difficult for Secret, is their just lack of playmaking with these 3 cores. Beastmaster is their only real playmaker here, and Zai's had a miserable laning stage.
Look at this move. Abaddon shows up bottom lane. Okay, everybody run at top. We're going to kill whoever's here, and we're going to take that tower.
Really heads up from Prodigy. They're just 1 step ahead of Secret so far. And Epileptic is making the perfect move up here to continue farming, taking a tier 1 tower. Matu making a trade down bottom, but I think Prodigy's okay with this. They just know they're getting a support kill, they're getting control of the top jungle, free uncontested tower. They're happy to kind of trade farm.
Yeah, and this safe lane tower being gone for the Radiant side is going to be a lot more powerful once they finish off that mid tower, too.
Yep.
It completely exposes the dire jungle, and that mid tower is only at 187 HP. So it looks like FN left it just above that 10% line of potential deny, and is ready for one last push. He's got a Blink Dagger now to go with that push, potentially. Probably just needs some allies to work with.
Yeah, it doesn't show it. He backs off from the creeps mid to pick it up and probably go for a smoke here with Ein, who's got double smokes on Bane. DM joins him as well, so we're going to see A nice impactful blink reveal here, potentially. The lack of heroes showing mid may be a bit of a telling sign for Secret.
Yeah, there's pretty much nobody showing on the map because Troll's farming jungle. Save, he's going to get spotted in this bottom lane.
Yeah, Ein doesn't even stay with DK. He goes off to plant some wards. He had 3 observers, so he's just saying, look, if you can find a kill without me, go for it. I want to get down some deep wards.
Sniper's going to show up just as they give up on that smoke and just go for the tower. They're immediately going to pop the glyph here, but it looks like Secret have given up hope defending this tower for any longer.
Yeah, at this point, Secret's draft is in kind of let's farm for our mid-game items. The Abba especially needs his Radiance. Beastmaster's in full catch-up mode. Was bottom 2 net worth for a while. He's still bottom 3 as a core. So it's a tough game for Zai, who only now finishes a 13-minute Necrobook. We often see those item timings on SAP, and this is one of those where he's probably well behind the Necro 1 average as far as rushing this item goes.
I don't get how Secret can do this, by the way. We watch them in these games, and they always seem to... Something about their farming patterns is so perfect that they seem to get farm on everybody. Because this is kind of greedy lineup. You just outlined everybody needs farm, and that even includes Puppey, who he's the one who's been sitting up here collecting this farm and is working towards a Spirit Vessel.
The no-boot Spirit Vessel. Puppey just recognizes an item that can potentially help and change this game and says, I'm just going to rush this, don't need no boots. He's the one taking over that top dead lane and saying, look, none of my cores want to play up here because you're just going to get picked off. I'll take the farm, and if I die like we saw earlier, not the biggest deal. It's an Enchantress.
I would love VP.Prodigy to get super aggressive at this point. I mean, if every single one of these heroes is still missing their item, right? No Radiance for Matama, Morphling needs to farm more, Aghanim Scepter is far away for Yapsor, you just got your Necro 1 on Zai, the list goes on and on and on. Surely you can exploit this timing, right?
I think so, and Zai is kind of, even though he's got his Necro 1, he's using this to farm, not to fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fight until his cores are ready to fight because of how behind he is. It's not one of those games where Beastmaster is steamrolling over. So if you look at the difference in the offlaners, you're probably Prodigy should be saying, yeah, we're way stronger. Let's go fight.
Okay, this time they're going to show the Troll in the mid lane and once again go for a smoke. The Aether Lens was just complete for the Rubik. FN still has that Blink Dagger. He just needs to be able to find a kill for it. They gave up on bounty runes, though, for this. They actually gave up, I think, all 4. They are going to find the opening onto the Enchantress. Not that big of a kill, though. Especially as Puppey had already completed his Spirit Vessel and still has the money for boots as well.
Yep, so pretty even game in terms of overall net worth, despite Prodigy feeling like, at least for now, they're in control. That could quickly change. Secret's going to get those items fairly soon.
Aphotic Shield immediately removing that Primal Roar, but the slows from these boards are too much for them to handle.
Yeah, it just feels like when you're playing Secret, there's always they're going to punish any small mistakes, and that's exactly what happens there. And considering they're kind of playing from behind and waiting on these key items, this game's going at a pretty nice pace for them. They're not getting pressured too much. They're not getting really ran at in a way where Prodigy's able to take advantage of having this early Blink Dagger on DK. And it does feel like we're going to be headed to this scary mid-game where Secret come online with this Morphling E-Blade.
And that's why the play is to smoke, smoke, smoke again, I think, but they are underneath the Hawk, so if they were to smoke, not that they have one, it would be a problem. Looks like maybe they were just afraid of FN being gone on or something. They just group up in the mid lane. Epileptic Kid, meanwhile, farming very aggressively with his Battle Fury. And is spotted here by this defensive ward. You notice this, by the way? Prodigy and Secret have had, the same ward placements. This is the second time I've seen a ward right on top of another.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice spot because it's outside of the sentry range from the cliff. But yeah, I guess maybe they've been watching each other and just saying, oh, I like those ward spots, and taking away from each other.
FN slowed down a bit at the top lane. We don't have any Spirit Vessel charges, though, so I'm not sure how they plan to really pressure this Dragon Knight.
It feels like one of those games where Prodigy's now going to head...
Oh, really?
Nisha.
Nisha just blindly jumps down into this high ground and is immediately going to be Fiend's Crypt and targeted by Epileptic Kid.
Odd.
What?
Wave forming in. I don't... Yeah, he's going to regret that one.
He certainly is, because now some of his allies are going to be caught as well. The Absol is going to be pulled back to his doom from the lasso. And finally, Virtus.Prodigy, they got the pickoffs they were kind of looking for with these last couple of smokes. They was just kind of given to them for free.
Yeah, it seemed like they just resorted to like, okay, how blink timing and smoke ganks didn't work, let's just farm up on troll and go for late game, and then suddenly they're farming and a Morphling waves into them, so they're like, okay, I guess we'll take a kill now. Smoking was not the way to go.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So
Tier 2 items are up, so Virtus.Prodigy not going to try and make any moves with those pickoffs, just go back to farming.
Yep. Let's see if anything crazy comes out. Secret, we're very close to having the Radiance with the E-Blade, but now Nisha needs a little bit more farm to get there.
Key items coming in. Looks like Pipe is going to be built for the Bat Rider. We almost have S and Y is going to be the next choice, where Epileptic Kitty is spotted by Hawk, immediately removed, as they have a nice Ward Sentry combination here on the high ground.
Yeah, that was Secret smoked up, but doesn't look like they want to go running in. A Troll Wall, not the best target. If you don't burst him, he's going to ulti and turn around on you. Although his ulti was on cooldown for about 5 seconds. I don't believe Secret were aware of that cooldown.
And Sentry there. He's going to be able to find the ward. Puppey going to be bailed down by Matamaman. Matamaman charges to the front line. Still not leveling his borrowed time, because he hasn't really been pressured to use it just yet. With his Radiance, he wants to be right in the middle of everybody.
Yeah, he's got
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah, I'm pretty surprised to see him go this long without skilling it up. But yeah, like you say, hasn't needed it.
Tower is under attack.
Definitely when the team fight happens, you're going to see it get skilled. I feel like you just want to almost preemptively get it at some point, but
Just in case something bad happens. They are going to backdoor the top tower. DM, meanwhile, is cutting creep waves everywhere he goes, and FN is trying to pressure a tower of his own, see if he can trade off the off-lane tier 1s. But on this side of the map, they are very far away from Roshan, and Secret recognized that. With all of this team fighting presence, they can do Rosh super fast.
yeah, this is important, I think. Right now, the pace of the game really is suiting Prodigy.
Oh, they're going to be here too late.
Does look like it's going to be a Morph with an Aegis. They still might fight it. There's no E-Blade yet.
They're going to quickly pick off Puppey. Finally, Roshan does go down. It's going to be 4 versus 5, but with the extra life of the Aegis on Nisha. Matamaman, he's going to be bumped back. Nice flame break from DM, but DM goes to the high ground, immediately met by a Primal Roar, and maybe saved, but no, the Firefly, it runs out, and he's stuck on the high ground where he will fall. Nisha, he pushes forward with his Aegis, seeing an opportunity, will be able to kill Save. 2 dead on the side of Virtus.Prodigy, and they did get the Aegis on Secret. Buyback from Puppey, but one that doesn't cost that much.
Yeah, unfortunately, Puppey's still lacking the Spirit Vessel charges, but a really good call from Secret to take that Roche, knowing Prodigy were out of position on the other side of the map, and I think also recognizing the pace of this game was very Prodigy favored. They're just continuing to free farm this troll. Secret's hit their mid-game item time. It's time to go. It's time to take towers, take fights. The E-Blade's coming out. Secret ideally want to be trying to get really far ahead in this next 5 minutes with this Aegis E-Blade.
Yeah, what a world of difference between Secret and Virtus.Prodigy, and when they kind of hit their timings. Secret hit their timings, they immediately 5-man up and just run at you. And force a lot of towers are going to go from Matamaman here. Epileptic Kid takes a lot of damage from that E-Blade. Now he's going to be controlled up, managed to get off his ultimate. His Nisha waveforms in, trying to go for the kill. Now he's going to be lassoed. Now he's going to be Fiend Script. Everything to be able to bring down Nisha, but he still has some takiness, and he still has that Aegis as well. Epileptic Kid was bumped back into the rest of the Secret. Matamaman's going to try and chase him down, but will be saved by an Robotic Shield defensively from Save. Secret, they lose their Aegis, but will go back for that tier 2 tower, and they will call it a day. Backing up and working their way through the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, I think they've still got a really big edge for the next at least minute or so with all these VP.Prodigy ultimates on cooldown, so probably see them continue to look to fight, take objectives. They may run into DM bottom. He's kind of elusive with this high movement speed of his, but it does look like they instead are going to swing back mid. FN completes a BKB on Dragonite, so Prodigy themselves, other than the troll, everyone going for these very early game tempo items to try and allow Troll to keep on farming and play for that big late game item timing of his.
Aghanim Scepter is going to be done soon for YapzOr, and that will start being a big problem for Epileptic Kid. Hell, it'll be a problem for Virtus.Prodigy as a whole. They don't have a good way to get on top of this sniper.